Hey, how's it going? I'm Nick and welcome back to I Can Do That DIY for another doll repaint video. Today I'll be customizing Honey, the doll that I designed and created myself. Alright, let's get started. Today's video is actually going to be a collab. In the collab we have the DOLLY GEEK, NOODLETOOTS, and myself. This is going to be a VOCALOID collab. Of course, my favorite Vocaloid is Hatsune Miku. I really love the recent Voltage collab with Pokemon, where Hatsune Miku is depicted in different types. My favorite version is the fairy type. I love that version the best, it's just so adorable. The artist even provided this very detailed diagram breaking down her entire outfit, which was actually super helpful in making this doll. The other artwork for her is super adorable. Of course, I had to sculpt a new face and a new set of eyes to make Honey look like Hatsune Miku. I'll go ahead and print the new face in peach resin. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest projects. If you haven't already checked out the website, go check it out. www.thehoneydoll.com. There are a bunch of different options on the website for you to explore. You can purchase a stock honey or customize your very own. There's always new things being added to the shop, so make sure to keep an eye out. Alright, now let's get to the project. This time I decided to start with the eyes for some reason. Let's go ahead and paint the iris with some acrylic paint. Once the eye is all painted, I'll finish it off with some resin off screen. Then we can move on to working on the face. Here's how the face turned out after it was all 3D printed. I love the sculpted lashes, which is actually where we're going to start. I'll start by painting the lashes pink with some acrylic paint. Then I'll move on to painting the mouth and the teeth. Once everything is all painted, I'll use some pastels to blush the face. Once I'm happy with my progress so far, I'll seal in my work with a layer of Mr. Super Clear. Then I'll move on to the next layer. On the next layer, I'll start sketching out the eyebrows with a watercolor pencil, and adding some more blush with some more pastels. Next, I'll use a white pastel to add some highlight to the face. After that, I'll use some blue acrylic paint to paint over the eyebrows. And that's pretty good for the face for now. Now let's move on to painting some more stuff. This is all the new stuff I had a 3D print for Hatsune Miku. She has a custom chest with a new choker, a custom thigh with a heart band-aid, and some loafers. There's also some keychain accessories that aren't featured here. Let's start by painting the appropriate pieces. Since I have all of my paint out, I'll go ahead and paint the nails while I'm at it. I'll paint the ankle portion white on the loafer to make it look like socks. To fully commit to the sock illusion, I'll make a pair of leg warmers. I'll start by hemming the top and the bottom. Then I'll just sew up the back. Once I sew the back seam, I'll just flip it inside out. Then I can move on to the skirt. I've already laid out and engineered the plaid and cut it out with my Cricut. Now we're just going to iron it on. Once I have it ironed on, I'll just peel it off. This plaid has a couple tones. I'll be painting on the darker blue tone. I'm just going to use some watered down acrylic paint. Once that's all painted, I'll move on to sewing the skirt. I'll start by fully lining the skirt by sewing around the perimeter. Then I'll just flip it inside out and do a Velcro closure at the back off screen. To finish up the ankle warmers, I'll be adding some cabochons. I think they're originally supposed to be pom-poms. I didn't have any pom-poms on hand, so I thought these would work just fine. Next up is the shirt. For the shirt, I'll start by sewing the shoulder seams. I'll connect the front and the back at both sides. The facing is split into 3 pieces, so I need to connect them with the shoulder seam as well. The hem is finished with a scallop band. I'll sew the edge, cut off the excess, and turn it right side out. Next, I'll finish the neckline opening with the facing. pin it and sew around the edge. Then I'll cut off the excess, flip it right side out, and press it. After that, I'll move on to the sleeve. I'll gather the edge of the sleeve with 2 basting stitches. Then I'll just finish it with the cuff. Once I sew the cuff on both sides, I'll sew the underarm seam and the side seam. Then I'll gather the bottom edge and sew it into the scallop band that we made earlier. Once it's all attached, I'll flip it over and finish it with another top stitch. I decided to make this a pullover style, so I'm just going to close up the center back. This will reduce on some bulk. Now let's work on the collar. I'll sew the 2 individual collar pieces. The under layer is going to be a dicky faux collar situation. I'll sew the center back of the dicky. Then I'll finish the front edge by hemming it. After that, I'll attach the collar to the neckline of the dicky. Alright, now let's attach this to the rest of the bodice. I'll add some super glue around the neckline to attach it to key points. I'll do the same thing for the modesty gusset underneath of the collar. I'll top apply the decorative collar piece with more tacks of glue. Now let's move on to some of her other accessories. Let's paint her hair flowers. One is red, one is yellow, and one is white. I'll paint them all with acrylic paint. Alright, now let's make her pillow. I'll start by working on the print. I've designed a PNG and cut it with my Cricut. I'll weed the design off screen and then apply it to some fabric. Then I'll make a pillow. Once I stuff the pillow and sew up the hole, I'll make the strap for the pillow. I'll just wrap around some ribbon. I'll wrap around some ribbon and add some glue to tack it. I'll cut off the excess and add the other strap. Off screen, I'll paint and glue on the charm. Cool! I'll also add the rest of her keychains off screen as well. They end up looking super cute. Awesome! Now let's move on to making the wig. I've already prepped everything I need to make the wig. Here's the wig cap, which I've already laid out and painted. And here's the wefts. There's some nylon wefts that I had to dye to make sure they were the right color. Here's the blue, and here's the pink. I'll start by gluing on the blue by cutting it off and actually gluing it off manually. Since this is going to be a pigtail style and all the hair is going to be snatched up, this will reduce on some bulk. I'll go around the hairline putting the colors in the appropriate places. I'll do the same thing for the part. While I was at it, I went ahead and glued on the bang as well. Now let's glue on the parting wefts. I made these off screen. I'll just measure it so it's the right length and glue it on. I'll fold it over and style it with a hot butter knife that I heat up with a flat iron. I'll do this for the part and for the bang. Awesome, this looks great! I'll finish the hairline of the wig by gluing wefts to the inside of the wig. I'll go from here all the way to here. Cool! Once this is all glued in, I'll press it and style it again with a hot butter knife. Then I'll snatch these up and style them into ponytails off screen. Cool. So I really don't think that I can manage to get the hair to look like the illustration, so we're just going to give it some nice curls. In the end, it's a little bit different, but I think it looks really good. I'll do my best to style the bang portion as accurate as possible. I'll use a needle and thread to tie back the blue portions. Once it looks like this, I'll cut it a little bit shorter and style it off screen. I'll also go ahead and style this little pink curl in the center, which actually was a huge pain to style, but here's the wig, it looks pretty good. Now let's just glue on these flowers. I'll start with the red one, then do the yellow and the white. To finish off this wig, I'll add some pearl cabochons. And to finish up this doll, we'll be making her a little friend. I 3D printed and did a base coat on this Jigglypuff off screen. I'll just paint all the rest of the details and then gloss the eyes. Once I gloss the eyes, the doll is complete. So here she is, here's the finished result. Oh my god, Hatsune Miku is so cute! I really love how she turned out. This doll was actually kind of intense to make. There were so many details that I had to get right. Especially when they provide you a diagram that shows everything, it makes it a little daunting. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. What do you think of her? Let me know in the comments below. I really like how she turned out. I think my favorite part has to be the outfit. I really love all the details on that. Off screen I did create that yellow scrunchie for the wrist. I think the biggest pain in the neck had to be the wig. It was actually very challenging to make, and of course it doesn't actually look like the illustration. I had to take some deviations because the base hair color, when you actually snatch it up, produces a different ponytail color than the illustration. That ponytail seems to have a higher pink balance than what is actually realistic when you pull the hair up. But overall, I think I'm pretty happy with it. The front curl is very challenging to make, but it's super cute. I hope you enjoyed watching me make Hatsune Miku. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see the collab shot. And thank you so much for watching the video. For the rest of the video, please enjoy the remainder of the photos. So here's the collab shot. From left to right, we have the Dolly Geek, NOODLETOOTS, and myself. Thank you so much to the Dolly Geek for hosting this collab and for inviting me. Thanks again for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!